In the peaceful suburb of West Hobart in Tasmania stands a Victorian-era house that looks ordinary from the outside but holds one of Australia's most disturbing mysteries, a house so infamous for destroying the sanity of those who lived in it that locals still refuse to go near it after sunset. And this is the complete unraveling of that haunting, the families it consumed, the fear it spread across the neighborhood, and the shocking scientific truth that finally solved a decades-old legend. The nightmare began in the late 1980s when the first known victims, a family of 4, moved into the house hoping for a quiet life, unaware that their dream home was about to turn into a psychological battleground, because within only 1 week of moving in the family began arguing over minor things, the children became restless, the father complained of constant headaches, and the mother sensed an unsettling presence inside the hallway near the staircase, describing it as if someone was always watching, and soon the family's condition deteriorated rapidly, the father waking up drenched in sweat after hearing whispers behind his bed, the mother reporting footsteps on the upper floor though she alone was awake, and the children screaming from terrifying nightmares about a tall woman in black whose face was completely blurred and who stood motionless at the end of their hallway, and neighbors began noticing the change as well, saying the family looked more exhausted and mentally shattered every passing week, and the father's behavior became so erratic that he stopped going to work and instead spent hours staring into the basement door claiming, "There's something down there waiting," and on a stormy night he snapped entirely, attempting to break the basement lock with a hammer while the mother called emergency services out of fear that he would hurt himself, and when the police arrived they found the entire family trembling, crying uncontrollably, and begging to be removed from the house, and by the very next morning the family had abandoned the property with all of their belongings inside as if running from something only they could see, leaving the house empty for almost 2 decades until 2009 when a young couple hoping to restore the old structure moved in, unaware of the property's history, and the cycle repeated almost identically as the couple soon began experiencing the same strange symptoms. Sudden bursts of anger, hallucinations of shadows moving across the walls, icy drafts in rooms with closed windows, and the husband claimed he once woke up to see a female figure standing halfway down the staircase staring directly at him, a moment so terrifying he refused to sleep in the same room again, and within 2 weeks they fled the house at midnight leaving their dinner still on the table, terrified for their lives, and once again the property fell into silence, earning a reputation as the house that eats your mind, and rumors spread across West Hobart that the house was cursed, or that the remains of a woman were buried in the basement, or that demons lurked inside the walls, stories exaggerated and repeated until the house became a local legend. But in 2013 a team of paranormal investigators, environmental scientists, and psychologists finally decided to explore the home thoroughly, and they quickly realized something far more terrifying, and far more real, was at play, because within minutes of entering the home the investigators' gas sensors began detecting unusual levels of carbon monoxide, and the air testing equipment showed extremely high concentrations of toxic black mold spores accumulating inside the walls, especially near the basement and upper hallway, and as the team explored deeper they discovered cracks in the foundation that were releasing carbon monoxide at levels high enough to cause severe hallucinations, paranoia, emotional instability, nightmares, rage, and even the illusion of seeing figures or hearing voices. Meaning the so-called haunting was actually a mixture of toxic mold and long-term carbon monoxide poisoning slowly destroying the reasoning, sleep, and emotional stability of the residents, creating psychological horror so convincing that every family believed the house was haunted by a spirit, when in reality it was being haunted by science, and the shadowy woman seen in the hallway was likely the brain filling in visual gaps created by oxygen deprivation. The screams and whispers were auditory hallucinations created by the poisoning, and the sudden bursts of anger were direct effects of toxin-induced brain stress. But while the scientific explanation solved the core mystery, the investigators reported something chilling that science alone couldn't explain. After spending several hours mapping the house, 2 members of the team separately reported seeing the same dark silhouette near the staircase, a figure shaped like a woman but with no facial features, even though sensors showed no carbon monoxide spike at that moment, and cameras placed in the upper hallway captured a faint human-shaped shadow moving for less than a second even though the corridor was empty, and that single unexplained event reignited the belief that maybe not everything inside the house was caused by toxins, and some residents believed the house had developed an echo of suffering from the people who lived there. That trauma leaves a footprint invisible to science, and many locals claim that late at night you can still hear footsteps pacing the upper floor and soft knocking from the basement door. Sounds too rhythmic to be natural, and though the property has now been sealed off as unsafe, it continues to attract ghost hunters, urban explorers, and thrill seekers who swear that the house carries an unnatural heaviness, a tension in the air that makes your skin crawl the moment you step near the porch. And today the West Hobart haunted house stands not only as Australia's most disturbing